Opening the Ubuntu app to access the terminal. Checking the contents of the current directory with ls to know where I'm heading to. Going into the my code directory using the cd command. Also, checking the content of the current directory using ls command. You can see that we have a lot of directories and a lot of files here. Let's check the content in from GUI directory. You can see that there is nothing there, but checking the content in the learn directory, you can see that we have quite a number of things there, including directories and files. Let's assume we want to delete any of the files inside the learn directory. How will we do that? It's simple. We use the rm command. Rm is the short form of remove. You know, to delete something also means to remove it. First, go inside the directory you want to delete something from, which is the learn directory. Let's delete the africa.txt file. We will enter rm space africa.txt. To confirm if it has been deleted or not, let's check the content of the working directory with ls. You can see that there is no africa.txt file there again. Let us delete tech.txt file. You can see that we don't have it here again. That means it has been deleted. In other words, it has been removed from the system. We've removed two files now with rm, and we see that they deleted successfully. Now, let's try deleting a folder. Let's delete this new folder with rm. Can you see that it does not delete? It gives an error saying that we cannot simply use rm to delete a directory. Rm is only used to delete a file, but for deleting a directory, use rm space -r following by the name of the directory you want to delete. Let's try rm space -r space new folder. You can see that the new folder directory is not there again. Let's delete another directory. Let us delete the from terminal directory. So we type rm space -r space from terminal. You can see that it is not there again. So if you want to delete a directory, you use rm space -r. But if you want to delete a file, you use rm. Let's delete my file.txt. Checking the content of the working directory, you can see that it has been deleted. That is all about deleting files and directories in the terminal. Let's learn another command. Let's go back. Then let's clear the screen so that we can have a fresh terminal screen. We are still in the my codes directory. Let's check the contents of the from GUI directory. You can see that there is nothing there. It is empty. So let's say I want to move a file inside a directory. For example, I want to move africa.txt into the from GUI directory. Recall that moving a file is more or less like copying a file. The only difference is that when you copy a file, the file will still be present in the directory you copied it from. And at the same time, it will be present in the directory you copied it into. But for moving, if you move a file from one directory to another directory, the file will be automatically deleted from the directory you moved it from, and then it will only be present in the directory you move it to. The command we use for moving a file is mv. If we want to move africa.txt from this current directory to from GUI directory, we type mv space africa.txt space from GUI. That is mv followed by the file you want to move, then followed by the directory you want to move it to. Now press enter. The first thing we must expect is that if we check the list of the contents of the current directory, we must not see africa.txt there again. But when we check the list of the contents of the from GUI directory, we must see africa.txt there. Now you can see that africa.txt is no longer here in the working directory. So checking the list of the content of the from GUI directory, you see that it is no longer empty. We now have the africa.txt file there. Let's do one more example. Let's move the file happy.txt to from GUI. Checking the list of the contents of the from GUI directory, you can see that we now have happy.txt there, and it has been automatically deleted from the current directory that I moved it from. Now let's try moving a directory using mv in the same way we moved a file. After pressing enter, you can see that it does not give any error. That means it has moved. Checking the content of the current directory, you see that the new folder directory is no longer here. Also, checking the list of the content of the from GUI directory, you can see that the new folder directory is there. So this shows that the mv command is used for both files and directories. Mv does not need -r before it works for a directory, unlike how cp and rm work. Mv works with both files and directories. Let's move another directory. Let's move the learn directory to the from GUI directory. Type in mv space learn space from GUI. You can see that we don't have the learn directory here again. Checking the from GUI directory, you can see that the learn directory has moved into from GUI directory.